Hi guys, and welcome back to Fit with T. I hope you guys are good. Now if you're a sprinter, here are 10 things you're gonna need on race day. So the first thing is pretty obvious, and that is your sprint spikes. Now if you're new to athletics and you're not sure what spikes you need, how to make sure that the spikes you have are sprint spikes, make sure you check out this video. If you've got new sprint spikes, then make sure that you have broken them in, worn them in previously in training or in your pre-meet before race day. And again guys, depending on where you're racing, you're gonna have to make sure that your spike pins itself are the correct length and also the correct type. So again, check out my sprint spikes video if you haven't checked that out. And I've also got a guide for you guys. It's called Navigating Your First Race, and that's actually where all these 10 tips come from. So if you haven't downloaded that guidebook, I encourage you to check it out because there's so many other things that I cover in the guidebook. We also talk about the very practical tips, so that means arriving and checking in. We talk about your warm-up, your cool-up. So I literally take you guys through every detail that you can think of, that I could think of. Hopefully you download that and actually get the benefit of that. So number 2, we're going to say your running kit. Okay, so depending on whether it's a championship, a league, an open meeting, if you haven't checked out my video about that, check it out here. But depending on what the competition is, you're going to want to make sure you're wearing the right kit, so the right vest, the right shorts. Another thing you're going to want is pins. So I mean safety pins. This is going to be so that you can pin on your numbers. When it comes to a competition, you're going to have to put numbers on your front and on your back. Sometimes on an open meeting, it's just your front. Yes, a lot of the time you're able to get pins at the reception desk, but having them yourself just makes it easy in case they run out. You also find that pins come in handy for so many other reasons on competition day. For example, sometimes you might rip something, sometimes you just might need to pin something up. You never know. So having pins, safety pins, is always going to be a useful thing to have with you on race day as well. 4th, I've got down here your outerwear. So depending on the weather, you're going to want to dress for the weather. So yes, if it's a beautiful, hot, sunny day, which we're not always privileged to get, you could come in your race kit if you want to, but I don't recommend it. I always recommend having outer layers, extra layers that you can take off at a competition so you can keep your muscles nice and warm. Okay, so if they're going to rain, do you need to have your leggings and a tracksuit bottom? Can you just come with your leggings? So just for the weather, think about what you're going to need. And again, like I said guys, in my Navigating Your First Race guidebook, I go into detail for all of these points and tell you why you may not want to have certain things, why you might want to wear your race kit to the track, why you might not want to wear your race kit to the track, why you might want extra layers, and a list of things that you might want to have as your extra layers. Okay, so number 5, I put rucksack. Now of course you can come with a duffel bag, a side bag, any other kind of sports bag for your race kit, and to put a lot of these things that I'm mentioning into your bag. But why I recommend a rucksack or a backpack in particular is because it goes on both shoulders and it keeps your back nice and even, keeps both sides of your body nice and even. When you have things on one side, it can put added pressure or unnecessary strain onto one side of your body, and on race day we just want to avoid any kind of triggering, any kind of additional stress. So a backpack is going to be useful to carry all the things that you need. Okay, so number 6, I have got your self-management tools. Before you warm up, what do you do to prepare your body for running? So for example, for me, I always have a golf ball because I roll out my foot. So things like a golf ball, foam roller, a massage stick, anything that you actually use to prepare your body for running, to prepare your body to run fast, those are the things you're going to want to put in your bag. So if you need to put gel or deep heat or rub or anything like that to just help yourself, then make sure you have those tools in your bag. Number 7, we've got water. Basically, hydration is going to be very, very key. So, water, a water bottle, your energy drinks, whatever you need in order to help yourself stay hydrated. Yes, depending on the facility you're going to, there may and should be a water fountain, but there may not be. You may not have access to it. So you want to make sure you've got enough fluid for the day. So if you need to have a big bottle, a couple of smaller bottles, or at least money that you can purchase bottles from the vending machine or whatever it is, make sure you've got that guide so that you can stay hydrated, because the last thing you need on race day is to get cramp or anything like that. So make sure you stay nice and hydrated. If you also need to have your electrolyte tablets to add the salts into your water, then make sure you bring those as well. And again, all of these things that I'm mentioning are in my guidebook. So again, if you haven't checked it out, what are you waiting for? And if you're liking this video so far guys, please give it a big thumbs up to help me accelerate my channel, to let the algorithm know and so that more athletes like you can see this video. The number 8 is snack. So as well as having fluid to keep you hydrated, you're also going to want snacks or food to keep you energized, okay? So depending on how many races you have in a day, how long you've got in between races, it's also going to be a factor as to how much you're going to eat, right? But you want to have snacks in your bag, guys. You want to have food so that you can maintain your energy throughout the day. Having, you know, fruit, nuts, energy bars, energy gels, things that you're going to be able to eat. Like I said, if it's a longer day, then you might have like proper food and stuff like that. But at minimum, you want to have snacks to help you keep your energy levels up throughout the day and throughout the round. And again, in my guidebook, I talk about navigating the rounds and give you guys some more in-depth tips on how to actually do that. Number 9. If you are at a league in particular, because you're not really going to have relay when it comes to a championship or an open meeting, you don't tend to have relay. So this is more so if you're running at a league competition and you are doing relay as a sprinter, a 4x1 relay in particular, then you're going to want some tape. Yes, your club manager or your coach may have tape, but if you have tape as an athlete, it makes it easier for you when it comes to doing your checkpoints. When you're marking out the checkpoints, you know, for the incoming runner, if your club wants to get a little bit more professional in your changeovers, then you may want to be marking out your checkpoints so that when the incoming runner runs in, when they hit that mark, you can actually run off. So having tape is going to be useful, and I encourage you to have tape that's not the same color as the track so you can actually see it, guys, okay? So last but not least, number 10 is something that I put in here, but it's optional, and that is going to be headphones. Now, depending on you as an individual, depending on the warm-up area, you may or may not want to, or may not be able to have headphones or want headphones throughout the whole competition, or in the warm-up area. Sometimes in the warm-up area you cannot wear headphones, so it depends. But if you're someone who having headphones, listening to music, listen to a podcast, whatever, actually helps you get into the zone, helps you focus, then you may want to have headphones so that you can actually just zone out from everything else, you know, relax yourself and not feel that additional pressure that comes when it comes to competition. So headphones may be something that you also want to have on your race day, guys. So these are 10 things that I've put down if you're a sprinter, and some of them apply to as an athlete in general, right? But if you're an athlete and you're looking to compete, these are 10 things that I recommend that you have on race day. Let me know in the comment section below, what else do you take with you on race day? Have I missed anything? And yeah, like I said, if you haven't checked out my Navigating Your First Race guidebook, then make sure to check that out, guys. And if you haven't seen this video or this video, I also recommend those. But I'll see you guys on another Friday. Bye, guys.